This is the SAU Report, a program featuring interviews with the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
Welcome to the SAU Report. I'm David Parkerson.
And I'm Shannon Watson. Today we're having a Student Issues Forum with topics that are of interest to SAU students. Discussing topics with us today are Mwachiro and Maki Obata. And we thank you guys for being here with us today. Mark, I'll start the first question with you.
All right.
What were your expectations of SAU and were they met when you got here?
Well, my expectations for SAU, education-wise, I think they were met, It's a high-quality school. The education is great. I've learned so much in my first year. But in terms of the social aspect, I think a lot of work needs to be done, Interaction with other students, is very far in between. You get to see them maybe in the cafeteria, and after that, maybe in class. But after that, there's nothing, You don't see them. During the weekends, there's nothing to do in school. So, education-wise, I say it's good, but, socially-wise, nah.
Okay. Maki, how do you feel?
In social life, I expect SAU to put American and international students together in same dorm, because we are here to study English, learn English, so if we are put together, we can learn English better, then we can improve our English more. Also, we can learn the culture, American culture, so I expect SAU to do it.
So you think it would benefit the international students better if they were more with American students in dorms, you mean, instead of being not segregated altogether?
Yes, I think so.
All right.
Okay. Did y'all notice any Mark, did you notice any differences about SAU other than, as opposed to other universities in your country?
Well, I must say people here at SAU are real friendly and, real helpful, When you're in problem, they'll be, they'll give their full attention to you, That was something that really amazed me when I came here. As I said earlier on, the education is also great, even the students themselves are also friendly and, they also go out of their way to help you, So, I did get, I was really surprised with all that, and it was, I guess, a shock, I don't know what to say, but yeah. I guess it was just amazing,
Yeah. Maki, did you notice any differences between SAU and other universities in your country?
I have visited Japanese university once. Then I know Japanese universities, they are very competitive. It's very hard to get in school. Even we have people to go to school before getting the university because the exam is very hard. And I think the teacher here, they are very friendly and hospitable. So I like it.
Well, that's good. Well, Mark, you live on campus.
Yes, I do.
Well, what do you like most about living on campus?
I guess, the interaction with all these students, and closeness to my class. So when I'm late, but, my living on campus for this 1 year, I've got to meet and make new friends with so many people, I've met friends with people like American students, the teachers, they all, everyone knows me by first name, not like, what's your name again? But they all know me. So I guess, living on campus, it was an interesting experience, I did learn a lot, I got to learn so many things about the American culture and all that. So I recommend it, when you come from a different country to the States, that you at least spend some time on campus so that you can adjust. So instead of just being thrown out of the frying pan and into the fire, but take your time to adjust, and then you get out into the world. So I like living on campus.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Maki, you used to live on campus, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Did you like it, or I'm sure you prefer living off campus, but what did you like most about living on campus while you were here?
I like to socialize with people. If I stay dorm, I can talk with my friend anytime I want. And I like living off campus too. We have our own time, then I think I'll be responsible, like paying rent and that kind of stuff. So, and we can cook whatever we want. So I like
Don't have to go into any lines.
I like living off campus.
Really? Well, I know I live off campus, and I like it because it's free, because I live at home. But I also feel that when I go home, I miss a lot that happens here. So that's one of the things I know I don't like.
Mark, you live on campus. Do you think that Impact should set up a campus theater that plays movies that's geared towards college students weekly rather than monthly?
I believe so, because sometimes when you stay on campus, some of the students on campus do have cars and some of the students don't have cars. I can say I think majority of the students who live on campus do not have cars. So going to the movie theaters downtown, it becomes quite a hassle. You have to start begging people, and people have their own agendas and plans for the weekend or the evening. So like having a theater here and showing movies during the weekend will make students have something to do during the weekend, but also make people stay on campus. Look forward to come to the weekend. Like when the weekend comes, and you're like, oh damn, and but I believe it will be good to have that, have a movie complex.
Yeah. Maki, you used to live on campus. You know how dull it can be on campus most of the time.
Although there are sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, sometimes. Do you think that the SAU should have an on-campus theater that shows movies weekly rather than monthly? Because I know Impact does show movies, but it's like on a monthly basis.
I will be very appreciate if they give us the activity weekly, because it is very hard to go out without car for us. So I will be very appreciate.
Okay. Well, have either of you participated in the intramural sports?
I haven't, I'll say, I'll be the first to say that, because, first of all, I'm not a basketball type of person. I played real badly, I hit the sideboard instead of the net. But I'd like to, one of these days, at least try and get my skills in order,
Right.
and all that. But in terms of the other sports, when back home in Kenya, I used to play rugby, which is a bit more the same like American football, so maybe I'll try my hand in that sometime later on. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Maki, have you participated in the intramural sports?
No, I never participate, but I want to try someday, because I used to play volleyball 6 years. So if they have volleyball game, I want to participate.
Mark, what do you like least about living on campus?
What I like least about living on campus is the times that, they restrict you on times and when people can visit you, and, because like from Sunday to Thursday, people can stay in the campus in your room from 12 midday till around 2 in the morning. Was it 12 midnight? But maybe you could be studying or just hanging out with your friends, and when midnight comes, they're being chased off like babies or something like that. Also, you're restricted on freedom in terms of you can't play music too loud because you have to think about your neighbors. They'll start banging the walls and say you're disturbing them. So your freedom is generally limited when you stay on campus. You can't do all that you want to do. And you're restricted to a room, not even your own room, but you're sharing with somebody else. So you can't have your own privacy to do your own stuff, or maybe listen to your own music, or maybe your roommate wants to watch TV and to listen to music. So there's that kind of friction. So I guess those are some of the hindrances when it comes to living on campus.
Do y'all get in many fights, you and your roommate?
Nah, luckily I have a roommate who kind of likes what I listen to and likes what I watch, and I
So
like
you don't have to
more
adjust
compatible.
much.
No, but at times, you're sleeping, then the music goes on, and you're like, dude, Yeah.
My parents feel the same way. All right.
Maki, you used to live on campus. What did you like least about living on campus when you were living here?
Like I told you, I like living off campus because I can talk with my friends anytime. Then I used to wake up by my neighbor's alarm every morning, so I think the wall is very thin. I can hear everything from next door. So
You eavesdrop without wanting to.
Find out stuff you might not want to know.
so I don't quite like that one.
So you like living off campus?
Yes.
That's understandable.
Okay. Now, Mark, you're from Kenya,
Yeah.
right? And Maki, you're from Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with Mark. How did you find it? How was the adjustment to America? How did you find it? Was it?
It was pretty rough, you know. There's so many things that I thought I knew about America, which I didn't. So when I came here, I was like, amazed by everything. But first of all, you have to adjust your style of talking. Make them understand what you're saying, and then also have to understand what they're saying before. But with time, it becomes easier, and before you know it, you even act like them, and they're like, "Are you from?" You don't even you kind of forget you're from Kenya.
You start to kind of conform.
Yeah. Have the southern accent and all that. But it was rough initially, but as the days got by, you don't just start from. A baby doesn't just start from walking. It goes from crawling to walking. So it was like that for me. I started crawling, then I managed to walk. So I guess I'm like walking now.
That's good.
Yeah.
Maki, how about you?
I had some hard time, like I'm having hard time to understand your slang.
Slang?
And I have experience when I went to shopping mall first time. I saw the post office box, and I thought it's trash box, so I have put trash inside.
So you mailed some garbage, right?
So there are some differences compared to my country.
Oh, okay. Well, here slang is like a whole other language.
Brings me mean to the term junk mail.
Yeah.
Okay. What kinds of sports, Mark, do you enjoy playing in your country? And do you wish that any of those sports were intramural sports here on campus?
Well, I must say I'm a huge rugby fan. I live for the game and I die for the game. So it was that. I think that for me was the hardest part. Not playing a sport in school. I used to play rugby in school, and then after school I played for a club. So rugby has been like with me all this time. So coming here and then finding out there's no rugby, I kind of went to a small depression. Seeing then when you go watch the American football, which is like rugby in a way, but you see all that, just the love of the game, was too much for me. But I wish they could introduce it into the intramural section, but I guess the thing of demand and supply. If many people want it, then it will be there. But I'm just a drop in the ocean, so I doubt my voice would be heard.
Maybe if you got a petition or something,
Write my name 1,000 times.
Yeah. Maki, are there any sports that people enjoy playing in your country that you wish could be turned into intramural sports here on campus?
In Japan, we have soccer and baseball. They are very popular, famous. So I think it's same as here. And I don't participate the sports, so I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, all right, we'll get on to the subject of tuition now. Now, as it's known, SAU has a pretty cheap tuition. And of course, it raises every year, as every college does. How do y'all feel about the tuition hikes every year?
Well, sometimes, the tuition hikes, they come without warning, You kind of budget for this amount, and when you come to school, you find out they've increased it by that much. If only, if they're to warn us of that we're going to raise the tuition hikes, everything nowadays goes up, nothing comes down, so it kind of becomes the norm of the society for prices to just keep on increasing. But, I guess it would be better if they kind of warn us in advance that there will be an increase of this much % in your tuition, so we can now, if you're working for your fees or your parents send the money, you can kind of tell them, in good time, not that you just call them the same day and tell them to send the money and they're like surprised, or you had budgeted maybe you're going to buy a car or something or repair something in your car, then you have to remove that money and pay the tuition, then it just destabilizes the whole equilibrium of everything. So I believe they should like give some ample warning to the hike or something.
Yeah. An alarm.
Siren.
Maki, how do you feel about the tuition hikes?
It's not very appreciated for me because this SAU is one of the cheapest tuition school for international students. But if SAU show the improvement, I think this is a good idea.
Mark, do you think that tuition at SAU is low?
Well, as Maki just said, it's one of the cheapest schools for international students. I bet not only international students, but maybe all students, it's a very cheap university. So, and it comes with a price, I believe, the lack of social life in Magnolia, kind of. But anyway, it is low, but you can think of it low and then you'd be like, maybe the education that you're getting is also poor, but what you get in class is like high quality education. I mean, the teachers are very committed to their work and they make you want to learn. There's some classes where you come out enjoying being there, even though it's not maybe a major, but you're like, that's a good class and I did learn something from it. So yeah, it's a good thing that it's low, but the education, people shouldn't just think because it's low that the education is bad. They should be like, come and try. The education is really good, so I would recommend it to other people.
Yeah. Maki, do you think that despite the hikes every year, do you think that the tuition is low?
I think so. For international students, I look for many schools, but this is very cheap school, and I like small university because teacher knows our name and we know other people. So if we go to big school, they don't know our name, then we are in big class. So I feel very comfortable being in small class.
More one-on-one attention, right?
More familiarity.
Oh, okay. Well, Mark, I'll start with you. Did you find it easy to get financial aid?
Well, the answer to that is I don't think us guys can get financial aid, but there are scholarships available. So and the only way you can get a scholarship, I believe, is if you have a very good GPA. And so I strive to get a very good GPA and kind of ease the burden on myself and my parents in paying my tuition. So we don't exactly have financial aid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Maki, do you have financial aid?
No, I don't have. I don't know we have financial aid for foreign students. I think I need to find out.
You might want to check into that. But I know there are many, like Mark said, if you have a good GPA, or maybe if you're like in a certain like musical category or something, like I got a vocal scholarship, so that helps, every little bit.
Yeah.
Mark, do you think that there are enough jobs on campus?
No, I don't think so, because it becomes a battle zone in the beginning of the semester. Everyone is going here and they're looking for a job. People who had their jobs have to rush quickly to their previous bosses and tell them, I'm still here, so you don't have to give up my job. Sometimes there are jobs, but they ask you, are you a regular student or are you on the work study program? And most of the time, the students who are asking for the jobs are regular students, so they're always turned away. And people are here just sitting, doing nothing in school. Whereas if they were given a job, maybe they can get some experience in different types of things that they normally don't do. Like I work in the physical plant, and I've come to use so many different types of equipment which I never thought in a million years I'd be using. So I believe they should kind of create equal opportunity for both regular students and work study students.
Okay. What about you, Maki? Do you think that there are enough jobs on campus?
I don't think there are enough jobs for all students, and this is very hard to get jobs. And if we really want to get job, we have to come back school before maybe 2 days
Yeah.
class start. So it is very hard to get job. I hope we have some more jobs for students.
That's good. All right. Well, do either of you have a vehicle?
Not yet.
On your way out. Okay. How easy do you find it is to get around Magnolia without a vehicle, being that it's a small town?
Well, by being a small town, it's not like a city where you have to know all the exits and name those streets. I mean, by it being small, it's advantageous in that you won't get lost. I mean, there are certain things that tell you that where you are, and you just kind of go around and you're like. I believe maneuvering around Magnolia is very easy as compared to a big city.
Right. Yeah. Of course, getting to Walmart has got to be kind of hard. Take many shortcuts.
Yeah.
Maki, how do you feel about that?
It is very hard to get to town without car, and I wish we have more transportation like Greyhound and bus, and so we can go to the place we want.
Is there a current transportation like bus that comes every now and then, weekly, or I don't know? Is there for
to and from Magnolia to like Texarkana, or just within the?
Oh no, I mean like, for international students or people who don't have cars to get to places like Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, there is. I think every Tuesday and Thursday, the SAU International Office provides a vehicle for students to go and do their shopping or their business in downtown.
Little things.
Yeah. And on Tuesdays, one of the Christian organizations provides a vehicle to students to do their business.
Okay. Mark, do you think that SAU has all of the essentials on campus for those who do not have vehicles?
Well, as I said earlier on, maybe the international office provides transportation not only for the international students. I mean, it's open to everybody who doesn't have a vehicle and maybe is in a hurry to go to Walmart on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, I guess sometimes during the weekend, I mean, at least they should provide some transportation here and there, because sometimes there are things you need urgently during the weekend, or you may have run out of supplies in your room, maybe like toothpaste, and you don't do it. But maybe during the weekend, at least they have one trip or something like that, maybe like 12 midday and back, to be highly appreciated.
Yeah. Maki, do you think that SAU has all of the essentials on campus for those who do not have vehicles?
Before we didn't have the SAU Express for the student doesn't have car, but nowadays it's getting better, so I think I can see the improvement.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, okay, one quick question. In light of the recent events at Colorado with the high school shooting, how do you feel security at this campus is? Do you feel it's adequate, or your comments on that?
Well, I don't know if I can say it's adequate. A shooting can happen here, and maybe we'll all be caught with our pants down. But there should be some minor improvement. There should be some improvements, but improvements such that it doesn't affect the rhythm of the school.
Right.
Like maybe put cameras here and there, but I kind of believe it's adequate at certain times of the day and at certain times of the night. I feel pretty safe over here.
Okay, we got to. Okay. Thanks for watching the SAU Report. I'm David Parkerson.
And I'm Shannon Watson, and we'll see you later.
The SAU Report is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.